You know, I'm just a man trying to get mine. That's all I'm trying to do. But these buffalo keep getting in my way. Yes, sir. It's Thailand, all right. Thank you, madam. Magnificent beasts indeed, but they slow me down. And I got places to go.
Hey there, folks, come and see. Tune in now for laughs and glee. Join the fun here on this spree. Click and subscribe, it's free.
I'm a city boy. I admit it. I like a concrete jungle and a plethora of entertainment and dining options. I like a city so large, in fact, that I can become invisible, lost in a herd of frantic bodies moving to and fro, whatever nearby places they're aiming to go. An anonymous gadfly in a riotous swarm. That's me. So, how will I adjust to rural living on these narrow streets that I must share with cows and buffalo and tractors carrying all manner of goods into the big city from nearby fields and pastures? How will I adjust? So this house is bought, the property is large, it's a bit over an acre, and life is fine. The spacious environment provided by this plot of land allows for a different kind of anonymity or privacy. One in which as I say this, I'm peering out onto a sustenance farm. That's our neighbors. They grow kaffir lime trees, papaya, basil, teakwood, you name it. It's outside my window right now. No traffic, no billboards, nothing but the sound of rural Thailand and its rustling trees and ever-present bird songs. For anyone wondering, prices for houses outside of Phon Ngam can run about $80,000 for half-acre property in the 3-bedroom house, and that's pretty much a steal. Prices do go up as you get closer into the city, from about $150,000 to about $200,000 for a 3-bedroom house. Comparable house prices in the US are 2 to 3 times that amount for a city of this size. Unfortunately, you can't own land in Thailand if you're not Thai, though you can go into a kind of a business arrangement via a lawyer where you're partnering up with a Thai citizen where they own 51% of the business and you own 49%. And a lot of people do this kind of business arrangement to own property. You can also just rent the property and build whatever the hell you want on top of it. For the next 2, 3, 4 days, or so I thought, I was going to take my mother 2 hours away to her family in Kalisin, Thailand. Actually, it's a rural village closer to Komala Sai than to Kalisin itself. As a matter of fact, it's about 35 minutes from Kalisin. The village is like many other rural villages in that specific part of the country, somewhat gentrifying, not nearly as isolated as they once were, with high-speed internet, super-fast cell phones reception, and local cafes and restaurants popping up where once there were just shacks and nothing but farmland or forests. The trip was about 2 hours, give or take, and we left early in the morning after we piled everything into the car, so we were kind of hungry. So about 20 to 30 minutes outside of Phon Ngam on the east side is a tiny little village right near a lake, and there was a restaurant that we stopped at, and I'm going to show the QR code for it here. Highly recommended. There was barely anybody there when we went for lunch. As a matter of fact, we liked it so much that on our return trip the very next day, we ate there during the evening as well. We were told that the Prime Minister had actually eaten there earlier that day, and I would believe it because it's actually a really, really nice view and a nice restaurant. Great, superb food. I mean, chef's kiss magnifique. That's how great it was. So it was kind of surprising that each time that we went, although we only went twice, we didn't really see very many people. Look at that view. It is to die for. There were quite a few cafes and restaurants on that strip of road, but this one kind of stands out. It just has a unique look, and as a matter of fact, if you look into the restaurant, you can see the lake behind it, and that's what caught my eye. And I thought to myself, well, I could at least have coffee here, so let's stop. I'm in the mood for some coffee. I need some caffeine. I've got another hour to drive. But our minds were blown. It was just a really, really nice setting. Again, only 20 minutes to the east of Khon Kaen, so not very far away from the city itself. We'll definitely be stopping here. As a matter of fact, my mom liked it so much she was talking about looking for property in this specific area. So, well, maybe there'll be more adventures to come. Bear in mind that if you're not on Sukhumvit or Silom Road or Khao San Road in Bangkok, Thailand, then the menus are probably going to be printed only in Thai. That's not true inside of Khon Kaen, but outside of Khon Kaen, which this is outside of Khon Kaen, you do need to bring a translation tool with you or just use Google Translate on your phone. We ate to our heart's content, then got back in the car and proceeded to go eastward to Kalisin. The area around Kalisin is known for its dinosaur bone findings, so much so that there is a large and rather fancy dinosaur museum near there. Although I haven't been there yet, instead I'm going to recommend one of my favorite temples. It's actually on par with anything that you would see in Chiang Mai or in Bangkok. Absolutely beautiful, the setting and everything. I'll get into descriptions of it soon. Unfortunately, I was unaware that we were only going to stay one night. Thai moms, you see, are kind of spontaneous that way. So we didn't get a chance to go this time, but I'm going to recommend it anyways because it is well worth the trip. Now, this temple will give Temples Anywhere a run for its money. It's absolutely gorgeous. From the setting on top of the hill, to the peacocks roaming around its grounds, to the forest where you can go walk to the edge of, not really a cliff, but to the edge of the mountainside. You can descend into this like cave area and look out onto the countryside. Just absolutely beautiful. The architecture is unique. It's grand, it's large, it's beautiful, it's in the perfect setting. I highly recommend visiting this specific temple. Now, the hotels that I've shown here, I haven't been to, but what I'm trying to point out is that you do have options for staying near the temple if you wanted to, and they're all along the lakeside. Again, this is only about an hour drive north of Kalisin, and it's a pretty drive as well. And like I said, we didn't really stay there very long. Once we got into Kalisin, we basically went to the local grocery store there, the Macro, bought some stuff so that we could bring it back to this house, which I have a lot of fond memories of because this house has gone through a lot of transformations. It used to be one of the rural farming ghetto type houses. There was nothing on the first floor. It was built on stilts. But then it got built up and more built up and more built up as money started coming into the family. And now it's kind of like a really nice home away from home kind of setting for me. Like I said, I have a lot of good memories of it. I have some good memories of the village as well. The village is now starting to gentrify. The houses around are starting to get built up themselves. What were once shacks have now become like these, at least middle-class style houses. Not all of them, but a lot of them. It's a nice little quaint village. What sets it apart from any other village? Well, nothing really. It's kind of just an anonymous place to disappear into. I do recommend that if you have a lot of time to spend in Thailand, or more than the average, like 7 days to come to Thailand, and you want to explore a bit, go out to one of these little villages. There's always a hotel or some place that you can stay in these villages and kind of absorb the vibe. Now, for some people, this will be absolutely horrifying because there are like street dogs that walk around and, you know, nobody speaks the language and whatnot. But for me, I'm used to being lost. I'm used to being like a creature out of place no matter where I go. So I adjust pretty well to situations like this. This upper deck here is where I slept and continue to sleep whenever I visit. They always stick me in this room. I think it's because I snore so damn loud that they don't want me anywhere near them. I don't know. But it's like a tree house. It's nice. It provides me with a lot of privacy and I get time to think. Unfortunately, the internet has made its way out here, so I'm not as isolated as I could be. So I can spend a lot of time online dawdling and, you know, messing around or whatever. But it's still a nice escape when I do come out here to the village. And even though it has gentrified somewhat, villagers are still villagers. They're not used to seeing foreigners walking around all over the place. So if they see you, They're not going to mind their own business. They're going to talk to you. And yes, they're going to talk to you in their language. They'll carry on full conversations with you. And these are like friendly, full conversations without you understanding them nor them understanding you. And that's just the way it is. It's a riot. It's a lot of fun. Okay, on our way back, we went back to the same restaurant because we enjoyed it so much. And like I said, we only stayed a night, so spontaneity is the rule here. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.